Good morning, everyone. Dear participants, we are going to start the session in another 5 minutes.
Good morning, Anita ma'am. Ma'am, can I just check my screen once?
Yes, sir.
So you have given me the permission, ma'am. So can I share the slide?
Yeah, sir, you can.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible?
No, yeah, started. It's not visible. The contents are not visible.
So the is the slide visible? Not visible, no, ma'am.
No, sir, no, not it.
Just a minute, ma'am. That is the reason I was. Ma'am, now?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, ma'am. I'll keep it like this only, ma'am.
Slideshow mode is good, sir.
Yeah, I'll do it, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, right now?
Yeah, sir, it's perfect.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, fine. You just let me know, ma'am, so that I will begin
Okay.
with my session. Yeah.
Okay. Huh? Sir, can you change the slide, sir? Like the next slide.
Yeah, let me see. Yes, ma'am?
Yeah, sir, it's perfect.
Okay, ma'am.
Mahesh, sir, shall we start the session?
Yes, ma'am, I am ready.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to day two of this faculty development program on IPR and patents, a gateway to innovation and research excellence in civil engineering. In today's fast evolving world, innovation and intellectual property play a crucial role in shaping the future of research and technological advancements. Protecting our ideas and turning them into valuable assets through patents not only drives innovation but also contributes significantly to academic and industrial growth. This FDP aims to provide insights to the importance of intellectual property rights, the process of patent filing, and how they serve as a foundation for research excellence in civil engineering and beyond. As we begin today's session, I am honored to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Mahesh K. Dr. Mahesh K is a professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at Sir M. Vishwesvaraya Institute of Technology. With nearly 2 decades of teaching experience, he holds a bachelor degree in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, a master's degree in Power and Engineer Systems, and an interdisciplinary PhD in Non-Conventional Energy Resources. He is a prolific researcher with over 30 publications in reputed journals and conferences, and has authored 3 books and several book chapters in international publications. His expertise in patents and the intellectual property is well recognized. Having filed 4 patents in his career, He has also served as a VTU BOE member and contributed to various academic and research committees at VTU. Beyond academia, Dr. Mahesh K has been actively involved in mentoring and guiding students in research and innovation. His contributions have been acknowledged with several awards, including the prestigious Dronacharya Award for Best Faculty Advisor at both the National E-Car Championship 2020 in Bhopal and Auto India Racing Championship 2023 in Pune. Currently, he serves as a coordinator of SAR MVIT KSCST IP cell, where he plays a key role in creating awareness and expertise in intellectual property rights among students and faculty. With such an impressive background and expertise in patents and innovation, we are indeed privileged to have him with us today to share his insights. Let us all extend a warm welcome to Dr. Mahesh K. Welcome you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Over to
Yeah.
you, sir. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. A very good morning to one and all the participants of this session. As it's a privilege and honor to be a resource person for this session today on IPR. So, getting into the actuals of what exactly I wanted to, most of the things what is being told will also be repeated by other of our speakers. So, I am just looking into the very sensitive part of what exactly what we are speaking about in terms of IPR, in terms of civil engineering. So, and I feel that IPR itself is a very common domain. So, I don't think it has any, what you mean to say, branch or any societal things to come into the IPR. IPR is very common to everyone in the educational field or in the technology field or in the industrial field. So, but as per the what you say relevance with respect to today's session, what is being done by the Department of Civil Engineering. So, I look into a few concepts and a few inputs what I had been doing with IPR for the last 2 decades in terms of filing patent and all those things. So I thought let me share my few of my ideas and help the people who are in the Department of Civil Engineering and irrelevant of it can do some productivity of taking an IPR and doing some patents, design patents, and so on. Okay, so that will be the overall idea. So the title I have given is a gateway of innovation and research excellence in civil engineering. That's what I thought will be an suitable title for today's session. So getting into the aspects of what I've been looking for, as I told you, I was narrowing down to what we called patents or IPRs in terms of civil engineering innovations. So to begin with, as we all know, basically the patents or intellectual property rights and patents is basically designed so that you own a property, whatever you try to do the innovation, and that innovation of the property, whatever you try to do, also has what you called as economic benefits. So what I have understood the IPR over the decade of understanding patents is to own the ownership for whatever the innovations you have done for certain amount of period. Now, why I'm emphasizing on this part is because till now we were all looking as an IPR patent and so on to get the patent, get the things done, wait for so many years and then get the patent, and what next after the patent, right? Now that's become is an important part of integrity, because in India IPR as such was not so much when we as students, when we were in around 2001 2002, we were not looking IPR as something a big phenomenon. But now IPR is a very big thing where you have to protect your innovations. Protecting in your innovation and getting some economical benefits out of it is what is all about IPR, what I have understood. People who have been, it's not that IPR is only for educated people. I don't believe in saying that we have to get the IPR only for the educated people. It's not like that. IPR is something you own for yourself and make some economical growth out of it. So that will be the overall idea of whatever we try to say and explain in terms of IPR. So what exactly these things will do in terms of civil engineering? I have listed out few points which I thought people should have known of when we explain in terms of civil engineering. So first point is to ensure development of sustainable and smart infrastructures. That is the major goal what we are looking out in the 21st century. And you all know that whenever we say developments, civil engineering and three basic core of engineering comes into picture. For example, electrical, mechanical, civil. So these are the three core people who try to develop what we call the engineering skills. And I think so based on that, the other branches will divide. And once you say anything for a part of development, nowadays it is all about sustainable and smart infrastructure. So these types of innovations, which is going to be sustainable, means it should be eco-friendly, energy efficient design, making infrastructure sustainable and future ready. So this is one of the important part of what we look for innovations in civil engineering. Then the second point, once you have developed that sustainable and smart infrastructure, we look to what is the next important part of every human inhabitants, that we say that improves the safety, quality and durability. So these three things also have to be ensured whenever we look into infrastructure and sustainable of the development. And once these 2 points have been met, then we look for promote the economic growth through protected innovation. This is where what I was saying, once you have done sustainability and infrastructure, that sustainability and the infrastructure will give you safety, quality and durability. Once you have made up these things, then you look into the word. For example, in the slide, I have very clearly mentioned promotes economic growth through protected innovations. So this is what we are talking about in today's, the whole sessions of what, or the workshop, what we have been able to have these things is concentrated on these points. So you have to be able to make it economically viable and protect your innovations from invaders. For example, intellectual property allows commercialization of new idea, fostering entrepreneurship and economic development. See, this is what we were talking about as example. If you see what we are speaking today with what we call as Make in India, right? Make in India is the only brand name of making these 3 points using IPR. So you own an IPR. That means the product which you own allows you for commercialization, and obviously you give the job opportunities for the other people once you have done the commercialization. That is, you become an entrepreneur. And then in terms of commercialization and entrepreneur, obviously there is a development of the country or the economic development. So IPR is all said and done. Now we have to emphasis on what we call as commercialization, entrepreneurship and economic development. So providing these things will give to another platform called as encourages research and collaborations. So once you have an idea, obviously you will try to make it an improvisation. And once you want to improvise, you have to collaborate. That means you have to bring in all other people into it. And when you're bringing all other people, it becomes interdisciplinary. It's not that I am a civil engineer, so, or an electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer, I may not find any other people who are helpful to us. Obviously, once you start to do a research and collaborator, even a science graduate, a commerce graduate, a normal farmer also is an important part of your collaboration to make your product viable and commercialized. Only thing is that what you can have, the important thing of an IPR is the keyword what I was mentioning here, ownership. You can own that and be proud that we are the ownership of that product, right? So once you are having these things, obviously the last point becomes very important, that is prevents unauthorized use and implication. So IPR rights safeguard innovative technologies and designs from being copied, ensuring competitive advantage and value to investors. So keeping all this in mind, what exactly we look in terms of civil engineering or any other engineering skills of innovations, these whatever the points being highlighted will follow for all the departments which we are considering into IPR. Now, moving forward, giving a little bit outlook of what is IPR, right? And I have highlighted few key points in red so that the people who are visualizing the slides, you can put your more concentration on these keywords which has been highlighted. So for example, as I was mentioning, intellectual property rights, that is IPR. So there is something called as intellectual property, and also you have something called as rights. So what exactly is IP is very clearly mentions creations of the mind. So you know that when you say intellectual means it's about the whatever the creations you get in your mind. And as you all know, humans brain is so much advanced and so much enthusiastic in doing lot of multiple works. It becomes more and more to preserve those work. How do you preserve those work of the mind is using your IP. And what are those creations in your mind can do is invention, design, symbols, names, artistic works used in the commerce. So your mind can create n number of innovations of ideas which are coming up. To give a proper framework for whatever you think in your mind, that becomes the framework, becomes the rights. That is what the second point says. IP gives exclusively legal rights. That means whatever you have become and your mind creates, you want to own that ownership. To own that ownership, you find a framework, and that framework is what we call the rights. And the rights allowing them to protect and control the use of their innovations and creations. So the framework becomes the rights, and the ideas what you think becomes IP. In together, it becomes intellectual property rights. So once you have an intellectual property and the rights, you are always, it gives rights to the most important concept called as innovation and creativity. That is what I have been highlighted on the right, saying innovation and the creativity are what is nothing but the subset of a superset called as IPR. So innovation and creativity will give you whatever the major things of things is. Obviously, as I mentioned you, it will make you an individual to grow, the organization to grow, and financially and morally you become more and more stronger. So including this IP, what are the things you comes across in this IP? So the first one comes as patents. That is what I have mentioned it. Patents, nothing but protection, innovations, and process. That is what is called as patent. Trademarks is protect brand names, logos, and symbols. Copyrights protects artistics and literary works. Industrial design protects design and aesthetics. And then the most important, what we are on today's platform, that is IP is crucial in civil engineering. So what does the civil engineering look forward in particular with IP is innovative construction techniques, materials, and sustainable solutions. So it is what I have been able to understand with respect to civil engineering. I have put those in terms in these three forms. There can be n number of systems what you think based on the higher subset called creation of mind. In civil engineering, you can do a lot of creation of mind. But as of I have been able to understand and analyze and narrow down, I think a civil engineer protecting will be more important in innovating the construction techniques. So if you have done any construction techniques, that can be gone for IP. Then anything you have done in terms of materials, even that can be go for the IP. And also the most important one, sustainable solution, which is the talk of the town, which we are all interested in doing these things nowadays. So as a civil engineer, I feel IP protection is majorly concentrated on these three things: innovative construction techniques, materials, and sustainable solutions. So probably as we go along in the presentation, I will be looking into these three aspects of explaining how you can get the IP there. Okay. So as I move on, so let me just give you the overall things of how exactly we were concentrating on those three things. So first thing is patents. So patents is always protect new innovations, inventions in terms of construction materials and process. For example, a patent eco-friendly concrete mix or earthquake resistant structural system that can be patented, right? grants and exclusive rights to prevent other firms from making, using, or selling the innovation without your permission. So one of the example is with respect to construction material and the process. And as we all know, earthquakes and also the eco-angry concrete mix is most important thing for any human damages, and also for the life living of all the things in the environment, right? So next one is trademarks. So protect these things. Trademarks are the names, logos, slogans used by the construction companies and product manufacturers. For example, a unique logo of civil engineering consultancy or a trademark name for a new building material, and all those things will help for that to do it. For example, we know that I would have seen in the advertisement in the TV already. We used to have a lot of what do you say, the cement industry coming up with a different name as they are moved ahead from one name to the other name as being transit with these things. So they have changed their trademarks and become brand name for most of the things. What we have seen in our commercial ad is basically on the cement industry. So there are a lot of cement industry which comes into picture, and they come with different trademarks so that they can enhance their production and move forward in their economical growths. Then comes with respect to industrial designs. So industrial design is the most important thing, what you visualize, right? The visual design, shape, appearance, all these things gives the products of the structure becomes more and more important. And the best example of industrial designs we already know is the aesthetic design of bridges, unique phased of buildings, or innovative structural materials. So these ensure rights to unique design and construction and in the civil engineering products. And the fourth one is copyrights. So what are copyrights in terms of civil engineering? If you look forward, it is architectural drawings, blueprints, software used for structural design, and technical documentations. Example, original designs of the landmark building or technical manuals for the construction process ensures the creator retain the control over the production and distribution of their creativity work. So keeping this four main regions of IP, if you look forward, this is the other important thing which I wanted to share you in the beginning of the session itself, saying that what will be the duration for these four things? Because many people think taking an IPR, taking a copyright, taking a things, that is a life owned property for yourself. No, there is a wrong conception about these things, or there is a myth saying that once you get it done, that is all. It is for your ancestral property. No, this is not an ancestral transfer given from one person to one person. I want everyone who are listening to this session to keep an highlight point of these things also. Because whenever we speak about, whenever people ask us about IPR, first thing they will ask is what is the amount? That is what you have to get an IPR, and what is the revenue, what you're going to get. But none of them will look forward, what is the duration of protection of your IPs? And I want to insist this, because this duration always come at the last minute of the presentation of whomsoever has been done. So I highlighted this in the beginning itself, because most of the times we have spoken about the amount to file a patent, but never bothered till when that will last. So I thought this makes some difference in the presentation of saying the last one is the most important one. Now everyone should be highlighted off. First thing is a patent duration sustains for 20 years from the date of filing. Okay, then you have to renew this. Okay, and if you are not going to 20 years after the things, it is not renewable after 20 years. So whenever you go for patent, your validity is for 20 years, and 5 years or the things based on whatever you are filing, you have to renew it. And for a patent, there is no renewal after 20 years. You have to forfeit your innovation. So keep that in your mind whenever we do our course with respect to patent. Next, trademark. Trademark, the duration is 10 years from the date of registration. So patent is 20, trademark is 10 years, and renewal is unidentifiably renewable every 10 years by paying the renewal fee. So trademark can be renewed every 10 years. That you should keep in your mind. Next is industrial design. So the duration of the industrial design also is 10 years from the date of registration and can be renewed for additional 5 years. That is totally 15 years, which you can make it up with the renewal. Then the last one is copyright, where literary, artistic, musical works, everything comes under that. And in terms of civil engineering, we mentioned that blueprints and all those things will come under that. And the duration for this alone is lifetime. That is lifetime of the author, 60 years. After there, if you have expired also, you are going to have that validity which is going to be taken ahead. For example, if you go for cinematography, sound recording, photographs, and any government works, the duration is 60 years from the date of publication. So why I wanted to enhance in this, because every time we come across these patents, we always think about the amount for the application fees to apply, but don't know, we never realize that there is something called as an end for everything. So keeping that in mind, I wanted to put this slide in the beginning itself rather than going at the last. So I just wanted to know everyone who are looking forward for any such these 4 points, please keep in your mind, you have to keep this also in mind, how long your validity of your IP is being done. Okay, so moving forward, so how you are going to develop this other important thing of explaining, that is innovation and IP. So as we have already mentioned, IP protects innovation. That is what is all about it. Intellectual property safeguards your new innovations and creative solutions, ensuring inventors can benefit from their work. So first thing, the keyword I was mentioning, if you are looking for any of these 4 aspects, as I have mentioned that patents, designs, copyrights, trademarks, first thing should come in your mind is innovation. Whenever you say innovation, means it is something which you have done something innovative. Innovative means non-obvious. Non-obvious means something which is novel, which it does not exist and you had made a contribution. That is the word of what we called innovation, newly done. Okay, for that you want to protect it and also make it commercially viable. We go for IP. Next one, as I have always told, once innovation comes, you always move to the next part called as R&D. That is, by providing legal protection and commercial benefits, IP motivates individuals and companies to invest in innovative research. And also, once you have done that, you move the next one, facilitate commercialization of innovation. That you become an entrepreneur by yourself. That is, you get a license, you collaborate with others, and then you bring those innovations to the market. And the last one, promotes competitive advantage. Promoting innovative ideas through IP prevents unauthorized use, giving investor and firms an edge in the competitive. And we are speaking about civil, so in the civil engineering structure. Now, one such example of what I was speaking about and what I went through the document, I found this one very interesting. What is called as self-healing concrete. So I think so, as being civil engineers and even other people who are also a part of this session, who are also giving some idea for the non-civil people, even including like me, to understand what exactly we say some innovation has been done. One classic example is this, what we call as self-healing concrete. So what is self-healing concrete? Self-healing concrete is an innovative material that repairs its own cracks automatically when exposed to water, air, or environmental triggers. Inside, this is being inspired by the biological systems like human skill healing wounds. See, this is a very good concept what every common man can understand. It should not be a civil engineer to understand this, what exactly I'm trying to say. Self-healing concrete is something that, because it is I think so, every household also we have this problems of saying that there is a crack in the building, there is a crack in the building, and then we have a lot of things which are being able to do. But now they have come out with a product which is having a self-healing concrete, wherein it gets automatically repaired whenever the water is being able to be exposed to it. And this exposure of understanding is done inspired by a biological system. See, now where it comes, a civil engineer is also being involved into what we call as, in terms of a science student, both can work together in expanding the self-healing concrete. That is what I was saying. IP is a common platform, irrelevant of whatever the academic requirements. So it's all about the ideas. Even someone who can have an idea, irrelevant that he should. It is always irrelevant. Only PhD scholars or research scholars should have these things. No, not at all. Only thing is that they should have been something unique. But to say that unique, you should have some references to say that my system is unique. For that, you may require some knowledgeable person to make it a comparative study and mention that this is unique. Now, how does this healing system work is basically on all the aspects of biological aspects, what we call as microcapsules containing healing agents, that is bacteria or polymers embedded in concrete. Activation upon cracking, when crack appears, these agent releases and react with water and air. So crack filling, reaction products like calcium carbonate fills the cracks, restoring structural integrity. So one such is this, what is called a self-healing concrete, which involves majority of science people who have to give a lot of ideas and things with respect to the civil people, because the concrete mixture of that, how to develop a concrete, can be given only by a civil engineer, but the technique how to heal is given by a science person. So having this as a combination, we are able to do what we call as self-healing concrete. And this is a picture I could be able to find across in the Google. And this, such a concept was being unique, and this was patented. Now you can see that there is a patent saying self-healing concrete using bacterial spores. And this one is a key innovation. It has been done in terms of the patent in the United States. So this is where I was just saying incorporation of Bacillus bacteria, the precipitate of calcium of carbonate to fill cracks when activated by moisture. See, this is so science and most of the chemistry things coming over here, and the concrete mixture is from the civil. So three major people have been contributed in getting these things done. And as you know that the application is very important, that is in bridges, tunnels, dams, and building foundation. And this was granted, you can see here, I had mentioned, granted in January 1st, 2030. So this is one of the very good example of civil with other engineers of what you call as science graduates or the researchers who have come up with one very good solution of explaining coming under the banner called civil. This is one of the example which I thought I should be able to share with you to get an example so that everyone will be able to appreciate with that. And the next one I always think about, this is one of the most important part of all civil engineers, because I do remember this when we were but we never thought that it will be so good, but unless and until we realized and matured enough to understand these bridges. But whatever things I know was the only thing we used to study called as strength of materials, which is one of the civil engineering subject way back in 1997 when I was in my I think so when I was in second sem, when you have the civil engineering where we have to study SOM and also engineering mechanics. So these two subjects where we thought that was something what we were trying to study, but those days we were not so much highlighted and understood the importance of the bridges, which these things has to be learned and incorporated in bridges. So I think so this is one of the very good what do you say, the structural engineering, which the whole world look upon civil engineers whenever the bridges comes into picture. So what are these bridges and so on? I have just taken out few classic examples of bridges, what we call as beam, truss, cantilever, arc, suspension, cable stayed bridge. And I always very enthusiastic about what we are the last one, that is cable stayed bridge, which bring me a lot memories back, because in Bangalore, the iconic bridge is what we have, the Carpuram hanging bridge, which I stay just a kilometer away from that bridge, because I have seen that bridge built from the scratch till our honorable Prime Minister, earlier Prime Minister Atalji came and inaugurated that bridge. But the cable bridge, which I still have unfortunately memories of it, but today when I see that bridge, was that necessary? Now I'm saying, not that day when in 2003 or 2001 it got inaugurated, that was very much a need of the hour when we built that first iconic bridge in Bangalore. But over the decade, now almost around 20 years from now, when we see that bridge stands tall, but whether it is serving its purpose is questionable. Because we being that, we never thought that the bridge which was built solved the problem. It was only ensured that the bridge was iconic structure. That is what even till today, whenever we see close nearby standing the bridge, whether did it solve the problem? The solve the problem was traffic. But keeping, I mean, I am just speaking of the small area what we live in our world called Bangalore. So I am seeing that bridge and I'm looking forward whether the bridge built solved the problem of traffic. But I don't think as of now, Bangalore has grown for the last 20 years so large that the bridge standstill can't be done anything. We thought that you can do anything. Unfortunately, you can't do anything. But whereas the same bridge which I have been built on the same era, bridge, not the bridge, the highway with bridges, what is being built or near Hebbal, that was dismantled recently and been done. And they were trying to do reconstruct the bridge now, what we call as the Hebbal flyover loops. Whereas this bridge, cable bridge, which was being costed so much during those days, was built and we were all, I still believe that we went on the bridge and had a party. That means we went, we saw the bridge, we ate, we drank coffee, we took things. That was almost for 6 months, everyone were going to the bridge. Now, I have not seen not even one person caring for the bridge to keep that maintenance. I don't know, really, it is unfortunate that once it has been built and does not found its usage, no one is caring for it. But the iconic bridge, what we call that in Bangalore hanging bridge, still remains. But the purpose of serve, I don't think whether people are looking out to find some alternative without dismantling, finding some alternate way. I think so that will be a very good innovation for any civil engineer who looks that bridge. I look forward for all the people who are attending here, civil engineers who have some enthusiastic students who are listening to this session. You should take that bridge as an example and try to find the alternate to do something with that bridge so that we can do the connectivity properly and keep that bridge and have that cherished memory what we had 20 years back. So the bridges are the most important thing. And as we know that the bridges are built so much across the globe. So keeping this bridge design, innovative things has to be done. See, there are something which I was talking about, the innovative bridges. These are the things which we are talking. But whatever I have been able to list it out are the bridges which are found its usefulness till today. That's what I was trying to convey in what I was trying to say with our care from Bangalore bridge, hanging bridge, to the bridge what you are going to see here with these things. One is called the cable stayed bridge, the suspension bridge. All these bridges are finding its use till today and they are very proud of it. I know I'm not saying anything across with that, but still these bridges are founding its features till today, and the whole country for that matter, whoever are the bridges, for example, in the France, what I may personally have been to visit these bridges, and with respect to the France bridge, they are really fulfilling their purpose for what it has been built. But that's what I'm saying. Our young engineers who are there with civil, if you can think about something innovative and then do things, is really remarkable. And you can see there is one more bridge which I had shown an example of. These are just in, I have highlighted the saying innovative. That's what I was trying to speak in my context. I think so. If I had shooted overcome something emotionally in terms of Carepuram bridge, I'm sorry. I'm still proud of our bridge. It's not that we are not proud of it, but the usability of the bridge is what I am questioning it, which should be taken seriously, and some innovative idea has to be incorporated so that what I told, the purpose of the bridge is served. See, you can't build a bridge just to stand there and just for go and visit, and or else we have to charge money to go on the bridge and see and come back as a bridge. I don't think that will be the idea what we are looking out of a bridge, right? So there is another bridge which is an example called as Amsterdam Bridge, which is also built on a steel bridge of things. See, all the bridges are finding its things when it becomes an iconic bridge, right? And now, moving on to the next aspect of the civil engineering as to look forward is your nanotechnology. So nanotechnology has come up as a great deal for civil engineers, where Many lot of things have been developed and emphasized on nanotechnology, which you can contribute in incorporating these things into your civil engineering structures, where you can have more sustainable and performance. You name them, I think so. Nanotechnology has a lot of things which is doing a lot of work in terms of civil engineering also, right? So once you move on to that of the innovation design, so you should be able to, as I was mentioning it, you have to safeguard the innovative designs and technologies, encourage research and developments, right, and ensures quality and standards, support sustainable and smart infrastructures in doing things. So how do you support soft infrastructures? Is, as I mentioned, using nanotechnology, self-healing concrete, durable structures, and that's what we were looking forward in explaining with respect to the civil engineering to get these things done, right? Now, moving on to the next one, as we move more into the civil part of the technical part of understanding, what can we do in terms of protecting our civil engineering patents or constructions and so on. So moving first thing is, as I was mentioning it, innovative construction materials is what we look forward in the innovations which are happening. For example, there are a lot of things, as I told you, new concrete composition, example, self-healing concrete, which I explained to you, geopolymer concretes are also coming up, eco-friendly materials, recycled composite, high strength light. I think so nowadays there's a lot of work is happening on recycled composite, high strength light materials. And then as we move forward, I was saying nanotechnology based additive for enhanced performance. Moving on to the next one is, as I told you, constructional systems and components, earthquake resistant structures, modular buildings and prefabricated components, innovative bridges, roof traps and support systems. So moving on, the other aspects, construction methods and techniques, that is a novel methods for faster and safer, green construction method, automation and robotic applications in the constructions can be incorporated. Then intelligent building, smart energy meter, water conservation, management system integrated into building design, self-monitoring, self-reflecting systems. All these things can be patented under civil engineering. And also the next important part of civil engineering is the important thing which many people overlook is the specialized equipment and the tools which the civil engineers are being doing. I do still remember the survey when civil engineering students, my friends during way back 25 years, civil engineering students used to those have the survey monitors which they used to go and have some manual only and used to go a long way and the manual readings was being taken. But now I have come across that you all have digital survey meters which you try to use it and learn. So that's how the improvisation of these things have come across, where innovative structure mission designs for specific tasks, advanced survey institution and precise measurements, robotics and AI things can be done. And as an example of civil engineering, there are, as I told you, there are a lot of things, patents have been done. Patent for fiber reinforced concrete for earthquake resistance, patent for energy efficient modular house systems, patent for novel bridge expansion joints. All these things are being incorporated in civil engineering and things. So as we move on, let us take some case studies of what we used to do for the civil engineering things. The first one, as I have already told and explained, self-healing concrete is the one which I am mentioning it. And then we move on to other things is why construction equipment protects new and efficient design machinery tools using construction materials. So that can also be incorporated with respect to the examples of doing with respect to things. Now, moving on the construction equipments, what are the innovations and the patents? What I've been able to find out, few interesting things was this. See, you can see that there is one patent which was being filed way back recently in the March 25, 2014. That is concrete pump with anti-clogging mechanism. I may be not good in understanding what exactly the work of these things, but the innovation is what we look forward in explaining this. Concrete pump with anti-clogging mechanism, that is advanced pump design with self-cleaning and anti-blocking system to avoid delays during concrete pumping. So I think so we are very used to these concrete mixers nowadays in Bangalore. We have found so many things. Nowadays people don't go for concrete labor manual one to get it done, but everything is being done on these machines which they just pour in and just leave it in a matter of time. Earlier, what I say, when any house has to be molded, molding has to be done for the house. I still remember we used to have lot of constraints. The first is the manual we have to find, then the machines, that roller we have to find, then we should be able to get the sand, we should be able to get the pebbles of the rock, all these things. Then we have to get the cement, and more than that, I personally feel, because I have seen my father build an house as a civil engineer, a non-civil engineer building a house as a civil engineer. It was so difficult. Rather than getting them or doing is not difficult. What is to put that where exactly to store all these materials. That itself, and now in Bangalore, just because of the space constraint, you can't go for storing anything other than in the roads. So nowadays, if building construction happens, means the roads are blocked and huge pile up of sand and all these things will be piled up because there is no space. So if you want to avoid that, then obviously you want to go for the machines. And that is how the mold becomes. And then you have to be able to make a predefined set of things, and then only you go for a mold. And now you have a great cement which gets within no time the cements get hardened. So all these things have been a factor of innovations and the people who have done and enhanced, so that you reduce whatever the constraints we say, space or time, everything is reduced because of the technology of the people what we have done. Right. So as I was saying, that concrete pumps with anti-clogging mechanism from United States, they have made a patent in March 25, 2014 that they have done. Then other one is telescopic boom for mobile crane with load balancing. I think so people would have known, the civil people. A stabilized telescopic boom allowing airlifting capacity with integrated load sensing technology, where tower construction, large industrial setup, this is done. This was a patent which was done in May 22, 2013. So these are the ones where construction equipments in terms of civil engineering also can be patented. Okay, and moving on to some quick things as we move along in terms of civil engineering. I think so you can see here, I have put up a lot of pictures. Basically, I thought I want to do a quiz one, something like that, but then I thought, okay, audience again, they have to give accessibility audience to speak and all those things. So I just went on putting across these things. I thought others would have asked the question and people should have answered. So you can see here, the first one is based on the trademarks. So trademarks itself also very clearly gives you a strong impression. For example, first one is L&T logo, Larsen and Toubro. Once you say Larsen and Toubro, it's infrastructure and heavy engineering. I have been put up in a column. And you can see ACC Cement brand logo. I think so. This is something, a remarkable cement which I have seen right from the day when I was in 1983 when we built my father built the house. So AC Cement was something, and I still remember cement was given based on the ration card. That nowadays I don't think we have BPL card, IPL cards as a thing. So the cement was given in terms of ration cards. You go present the ration card, you give the cement, and we used to store it. Right. So that was the day which I'm talking in 1980, 1982, 1983, where things. And Associated Cement Companies Limited, that is cement and building materials. And next one which I was talking, that the logo has been changed, that is Ultraset Cement, logo name Ultratech Cement Limited, cement ready mix cement. Can if someone have an idea what was the old name of Ultratech Cement, if someone can mute, or you can put it in the chat box if people are, what was the earlier name for Ultratech Cement? I think so students or anyone who are enthusiastic of knowing it unknown, what was Ultratech Cement earlier called? I don't think anyone is there for takers. Okay, fine. I will say Ultratech Cement earlier was called Birla Cements. So that was what we called as Ultratech Cement. They changed their logo and now it is called Cement and Ready Mix, what we can find. Then swing shutter, that is what is the concrete machinery equipment, which we can see in our MV80 roads. If people have passed through it, we see these huge giants of things or Ultratech things which are coming with the mixers. Then DOCO, the trademark form, the DOCO Innovative Framework Solutions. So by seeing these logos, people have gone ahead, trademarks, not the logos of things or trademarks. They were able to distinguish which company you are being associated with respect to the civil aspects of doing it. Then coming on the design, architecture and so on of civil work, I think so I no need to mention, this is where the civil got the whole world look upon what we call civil engineers or architectural engineers, or what we call the iconic skyscrapers. The best example is Burj Khalifa. And what was it? People know what was the Burj Khalifa, but what is being protected in Burj Khalifa was important as today. So I thought I will just give you that important information. The unique design feature was distinct shape and tapering form. And what is protected there? That is more important. Overall building silhouette and the face aided design is what is being protected with respect to the Burj Khalifa. So it is protected on these aspects whenever you talk about Burj Khalifa or in terms of IP. Then the signature building, what is being, is the elongated cable stay design, the bridge shape and polygon form that is being protected. Decorative features, the pattern, interactive design, surface pattern and texture is being able to protect it. Urban furniture, the benches, lamps and posts, artistic shapes and shape and ornamental design is protected there. Roof structures, that is stadium roofs, curved tensile membrane design, roof profile and structural aesthetic. The roof structure, I also wanted to share a thought that even Bangalore airport, if you know that we have a different roof structure, that curved roof structure also is protected. The company who has been owned that, they have been able to protect that things. So that is the reason, if you see, all these airports are uniquely designed. You will not get the design of one airport, what is being designed on the structural design of an airport, the other airport will not have the same design. Even the company would have been the same, but the design would have been the same because they have protected their designs. So that is the reason throughout the globe, no one airport, if they have some structural design, is the same. They will never get a common one. They will have a different ones of the structures because it is all protected in different aspects of civil engineering. Then the trade secrets is what we look forward for the things. In trade secrets, there are a lot of things which comes across with in terms of civil engineering. Confidential information, competitive advantage includes know how the process, formula, strategies, and all these things can be done. Protects techniques and methods can be done. Material formulations can be done, and there are a lot of other things which I think so. The name itself very signifies what we call trade secrets for things. And copyrights, as we all know that architectural drawing blueprints can be done. Then building information models that can be done for your copyrights. Structural analysis software can be done. Project management tools can be done. Manuals and technical docs, which all comes under the civil engineering in terms of copyright software and drawing. So moving on, how exactly? I think so. We have further speakers in the next 4 days of sessions who will be emphasizing on a lot of informations of how you try to get a patent. Okay, so I'll be just going through a few aspects of this so that we'll be able to project that important points of how civil can also be part of patent, what you are saying. So going ahead with that, you have to identify an innovative idea of things. It should be novel, it should be non-obvious. A novel solution for the civil engineering ensures okay. Then once you have done, I want to emphasize this very important that you have to do a prior art search. This is where many people fail during their examinations of the patent examinations. So when you go for your product for examinations, they will fail here because they would have not done a proper prior art search. Right? For example, now I was saying, right, the self-healing concrete. You have come up with a self-healing concrete by yourself, but you should do a prior art search. There is a database which is already there with the government of India. If you are speaking about government of India, we have a patent office where you have the database, and that database we have to be able to check whether this work is already done. So here comes the what we call as the legal search assistants or patent agents, which will help you to do this prior art search. So many people will ask us, what is the role of an patent agent or what is the role of an attorney? An attorney or a patent agent will help you in getting this prior art search, giving a clean chip to you. Yours is novel. Once you are saying to be novel, that is where the attorney of what we call as the attorney with respect to the patent or patent agent officer. They are the ones who do a clean sheet saying your work is novel and non-obvious. So doing a patent art search, so whatever you have done is the most important thing before you file the patent. Then comes the documentation process. I think that is what things there. Then you have a draft of a patent and then file the patent application, and then you do the patent process of novelty, and these are the things when you start doing. And this is common for everyone. Just I have highlighted called it in terms of civil engineering. It is going to be the same throughout the things. And once you have done the patent application, it takes 18 months to get yourself published. Okay, but 18 months is based on the minimum amount what you pay for the application fees. Now there are fast publications which you can publish within a month, and then you move on to the next position of understanding with respect to patent. Now, patent is always going to have these keywords. It is to be novel. You should explain the innovation steps. It should be an industrial applicable utility of what you speak. Then patent subject matter should be very clear. Okay, and then enability and sufficient of your disclosure that you are the ones who have been the owner of that. Okay, now once that is being done, I was saying that sir, we want to have, many people have this idea that sir, I want to publish a patent in Australia or in Singapore or in US or in Europe. Okay, now as per the Indian government and what we call as the IPR Act, WTO, World Trade IPO, also says an important concept what we call as PCT, International Patent Protection. If you apply for PCT, that is Patent Cooperation TT, is an international system for filing patents, multiple countries with single application, managed by World Intellectual Property Organization. This is something which people are looking forward to get patent in multiple countries. So this gives you one question that if I make a patent in terms of India, whether that is applicable in US. If that is the question, I say no. Unless and until a patent is also geographical in nature. I'm saying once more, whenever you file a patent, it is based on the geographical of the nature or the law of that country. Geographical nature, what I mean to say, is in a layman language. If you go in a technical words of saying, your patent is in the jurisdiction of the law of the land. For example, you file it in India, then the patent is relevant to India. That is what Indian patent. If you want to file a patent even in India and also in Australia, then you should go through the process of PCT. Okay, that is what is most important. People are now wanting to know that, sir, I am publishing a patent in Australia. If you are publishing a patent in Australia, it does not come under PCT, means you have published in Australia. So whatever the reservations and whatever the law of the land will, the administration of the land will say, you have to accord to it. You can't say that I have done there, so that same patent I want to keep it here, means in India you will not be able to keep it ownership. You have to forfeit the ownership and someone else can patent and get the things, means it is viable. Otherwise, if you want to own on both the countries, then you have to go through what is called as PCT. This is one more process of understanding. I think that many people are looking forward in future to go for PCT. I think so that will be a day for one more things to understand. How do you file a PCT application itself is a session where it takes a lot of understanding in going ahead with filing of a patent. Okay. For now, I just wanted to introduce to you that if you want to go for an international patent, you are sitting in India only and you can go for patent for multiple countries. You can apply. But the process of filing the application is different. But the patent what is going to be granted will be same throughout your whichever country you are going to have the patent which you are applying for. Okay, that is what. And same thing, that is also 18 months. You have the different of the nationality and all those things, and there is a different fee structures for those things which comes under patent. Now, as we are belonging to our permission of activities of what we called as the patent law. The patent law also are the same things what we try to do, but we are given exclusively some amendments have been made. And for that, if you see that the second part of the patent, what you are going to see across here in terms of patent in civil engineering innovation, as I already mentioned, new materials, eco-friendly concrete composite, innovative construction method and structural design, smart infrastructures, green technologies. What is not patentable? This is what I wanted to highlight at this point of time. Mere discovery or scientific principle or abstract theories that you can't patent. Mathematical or business methods, computer program per se can't be patented. Methods of agriculture or horticulture can't be patented. Aesthetic creation, structural design without technical improvement can't be patented. So these are the non-patentable things under Indian patent law, which you can't go for patent. Okay. So and then other things which you are doing, as I told you, process of obtaining payment, filing, publication, examination, grant renewal, duration I told 20 years from the date of filing, and importance of what civil engineers is, protective innovation of engineering challenges, commercializing in industrial application, gain recognition and competitive advantage in the market. And these are the few things which I think so, as I was saying, right? Many people emphasis on these things rather than the duration. So this is what I was trying to convey at the beginning of the session. I want to say you the duration of those 4 important points. Now coming into the amount point of what everyone look forward, we want to go for a patent. And this is a very common slide for everyone. So there is no difference. This is there in Indian Patent Office. So we have IP filing of India, where we have it in different part zones. In southern India, we have it in Chennai. So whoever wants to patent have to fail through Chennai itself. Chennai is the important place. The next is the Mumbai, then is the Delhi, and then is Kolkata. So we have 4 places where you can file the patent for Indian patent, and also for PCT. Both you can do it. And this is the filing patent for Indian patent, and this is a universal fees, which is very clear to everyone, and I want everyone to understand. Nowadays, patent filing has become something like a fantasy. Everyone are filing patent and so on, but at least you should be able to understand, as people who are in educational field or industry and all those things should know what exactly is the amount involved in getting a patent file, and then it is left to their choice whom they want to collaborate and those things. That part we don't come across, but at least you should know what is the government which is being giving the patent amount which is going to be given for the patent. So when you're going for a patent, it is it's basically 1,750 is the amount if you are done individually. If you're going to a company, then it is 8,800. So 1,750 is the basic amount which you are going to patent. Okay. Then if you are going to go for a fast, then for this you have to add up again 4,000. Then you go for fast patent filing. Then if you go for again, if you are going to go for examination fees, that after the things you want to go for exams, then it is 4,000, and if you go for 20,000. Many people ask that, sir, once after patenting the file, nothing to no money to pay. No, once you pay the patent file, then, for example, simple concept of it, keeping engineering as a background, student pays the college fees, right, and they join it. But after that, they have to pay the exam fees. Similarly, for entering into the application form, you pay 1,750. After all the scrutiny, you have to pay. You have to apply for the exam, saying that I have been applied for patent. Now I am ready to apply for the exam. So exam to this is 4,000 rupees. And you please keep this in your mind. The request of the examination filed within 48 months of the priority date. It takes almost, this is the reason, after filing, to get your examination 4,000 to be paid, it requires 48 months. 48 months means it's almost around, nearly almost around 2 years. After you file, then only you will be able to take up the examination. So what is the timeline of the fees and patent filing? This chart gives you a very good information to everyone. So filing an application, that is day 0. Publication, generally 1780, 18 months. Okay, or can request early publication. I told you have to pay 4,000 extra to go, or else you have to make 18 months is the period we have to wait for you to publish. 18 months. Then request takes 48 months. So remember 18 to 48, you already reached 3 years. Then starts. Once you are done for the request, that is 4,000 rupees. Then you go for the first report they will give you called FER. That is first examination report that they will send you. Once you have done for the request for the exam, paid that, they will send you an FER. After they evaluate in 6 to 12 months from the request, they'll give you. And after they say, if they have doubts on your work or anything which they have their constraints to ask you, it is something like your basically for the students, it is going to be a project viva. You submitted the report on the day of the examination, you have a project viva. You have to convince the examiners. And for the next level of people who are doing with respect to their PhD, you are defending viva. Your report has been sent, and the defending their viva, the examiners ask questions. Similarly, the patent also is being submitted. They give you a questions. For those questions, you have answered and sent it back in 6 months. If they feel it is all done and corrected, no problem, if they don't have anything, they will accept it. If not, as I told you, no major objections, they will keep it, and it takes 2-3 years to grant your patent. And once it is done, as I told you, you have to go for an 20 years of the ones what has been given to you to keep your patent, and then you should be able to forfeit the things. So similarly, for the patent, I have showed you. Now for the trademark, this is the application fees for 4,500. Physical filing is what you told. Physical e-filing means through online you do it. The physical it is 5,000, and the renewal is 9,000 and 10,000. Other company wise, the amount is going to be validate for 10 years. And then we move along. Next thing is excuse me. Then we move to what we call the industrial design fees in India. So this is industrial design when many people are looking forward. It is just 1,000 rupees, and the renewal fee is 2,000. Then if you are doing from the company, it is 8,000. 10 years extendable. So this is what industrial design. If you are looking forward to have any design, it just costs around 1,000 rupees for you to go for the things to get it done. Then literacy, artwork, musical work is 500, no renewal. Photography, films is 5,000. Sound recording is almost. You can go for copyrights if you have anything to be done in terms of things, right? So basically, as we have an IPR which is associated, IP cell which is associated with the KCP and all those things. So people think that what exactly the IP cells are doing with respect to engineering colleges. So but we just wanted to give an idea that what is an IP cell in the colleges. Engineering colleges do. The first thing is, please keep look forward for this, is that promote awareness on IP. See, that is how we are also, Saram VIT also is associated as one of the prestigious bodies like KCST, Karnataka State Science and Technology. We are associated with them. But the role of them in terms of IP is to promote awareness on IP. That is what the basically IP cell does in engineering colleges, so that people are being able to be versatile and own their properties, okay, and ownership for them, and also to commercialize it and facilitate patent filing. So they don't fund the patent filing. Please bear that in mind. No IP cell in the institutions across the India fund it. Okay, it is only they facilitate. They may say you this place is there, you can go there. This place is there, you can go there. That is the thing. And then support research and innovation, policy formulation and IP management, capacity building and training, linkages with government and IP ecosystem, commercialization and licensing. So all these things will provide assistance, but we don't involve directly in any of the activities of your patent. It owns it to you economically and also the ownership. Okay. Then government also has a lot of subsidies. We may this is where what I was trying. IP cells in the institution can help you in identifying these things. Government of India gives 80% rebate on filing, but you have a lot of things. That is, you have a patent and then startup initiative has to be done, and then startup intellectual fast track for startups, supporting IPR awareness things. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, is it my PPT is visible?
Yes, sir, it
Yes,
is
sir.
visible.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, suddenly I realized I not asked you. Okay. Okay. Global civil engineering, that's what I was just talking. Sorry. Yeah. Startups, MSME support IPR awareness, reimbursement, patent fees, then mentorship and assistance for filing patents, IPRs, and IPR awareness and capacity building. All these things are the ones which IP cell will be able to associate and help you, but you should apply and able to get those fundings. And as we go move ahead of things, that the global scenario, I know the whatever we try to correlate with respect to the Indian strategy and things, the same things moves ahead to the global scenario also. There is no different. Only thing is that the rules and the regulations with respect to the things can change, but the rest remains the same. So, what are the civil engineer leading countries which are looking forward? Just for the information, USA looks for smart materials, AI construction. Japan is looking in earth's resurrecting. Germany is very famous for fabricated systems, smart infrastructure. China, urbanization technologies, and also South Korea, smart cities and automation in constructions. So, what are the challenges when we try to go for patent filing? Okay, so the first thing is identify a patentable subject matter. So you should be very clear in what you are going to do. You should identify correctly what is that we are looking forward. Then once you have done that, a drafting of a strong patent application where we require a patent officer or an attorney to help us in drafting that paper, because there is a constraint of how you draft a patent. Then high cost and financial constraint. I told you the gestation period to get a patent is almost 3 years. So you have to bear that amount, and also you have investment on it, and you can't commercialize it unless and until you own that property. So there becomes the finance cost higher. Then the process is long and complex, as I was mentioning. There are more than 42 applications to be filled up if you are looking forward for each and everything when you file. So there are so much filing application forms which you have to do if you're looking for those things. Normally, when you do a patent, normal patent, at least we have 4 applications to be filled in terms of that. Okay, so that becomes more and more process. Meeting patentability criteria, as I told you, it has to be non-obvious. You should not have found anywhere, and the innovations has to be very clear when you do with that. Then managing Intel factory, right? That is what I told you. Managing them is itself is a difficult task of understanding, and this is what we always say: lack of awareness and guidance. So you should be able to understand each role, and then only you should be able to move up in trying to get the things. And proactive support training, institutional IP cells can overcome these challenges and support successful patent filings, which you can be able to do. And these are the few things which I thought civil people can look forward in their things. Smart and sustainable materials, as I was mentioning, green and energy efficient buildings. That is the talk of the town nowadays. Everyone speak about it. Then advanced construction technologies, smart infrastructure and IoT integrations, disaster and resilience infrastructures, AI, machine learning, and big data, which can also be a part of your buildings and so on. So coming to the conclusion, this is just an English part of explaining all those things. I feel as such, patent does not define any branch or any CAD or anything like that, or a poor or rich. It does not come into it. Patent is always about making sure that you own the property and reap the benefits of that properties of what you own.
That's correct.
So civil is engineering is one of the field where a lot of innovative ideas gets floated and things done. So if you want to own such a property where you can always ensure that your brain has worked and your brain's work can be reaped as economical gains to you, I think so. Every person who look forward for an innovation has to think to safeguard their innovation and get what you say that economically vulnerable and economically liable for themselves of their brains which have created that innovative ideas. So being having a patent and so on also gives a flexibility to be a creator and also to be an inventor, which you can have yourself, your own startups, and able to take it forward and give job opportunities. In turn, as you told, as I was saying, Make in India is one of the most important concepts which was the government of India initiated. Was one of the aspect was patent. So having Make in India is to make sure that you become self-reliant. So you become a self-reliant in terms, the whole society becomes self-reliant. The whole society will turn out to be a state becomes self-reliant. In turn, when the state becomes self-reliant and so on, the country will become, and then the amount will start flowing into the country, and also the exchange will start to happen. So that is the reason if you look forward for having the patent for any country, the highest number of patents coming from a country which we always see bigger in picture and bigger in population is China. But why exactly China comes up with so many things is because they come with all their unique design, and they don't get their patent. Most of the Chinese patents are not done in China at all. They are all done with US. That means using patent. Whoever the Chinese you find him, they will have their patent, because where that, for example, you find product. Very clear example based on my experience. We have in our institution, we have an what you say, an innovation which we have done and also gone for patent. For example, in our institution, our electrical, where is my home branch, we have created an environment where we do a lot of work on what we call as steam electromo. There is one e-cart which we had been able to design and develop and did everything, and we have gone for patent. Now that is being able to do, we are waiting for the patent to come. But the problem happened was, it was the patent what we have registered and able to get it done was in 2022. From 22 till now, it is almost around 3 years, 25. Still we are waiting for our FER. But by the time that 3 years has come and passed, the students who are doing on that project have already gone and new people have come. Now that whatever we are able to get it done and move it across, is the only thing is that we have to put it into commercialization. If you don't put into commercialization, we don't have any importance of going for a patent for our vehicle. So what I mean to say that if you are not going to reap any amount out of your product, the investment what you have made has no gains. Only thing is that you have to make gains out of invention, then you are able to sustain what is called as an entrepreneurship, or trying to get in more opportunities, get more patents, make some sense. Or this gestation period itself in patent is so much that if you are an people who are, as I told you, we patented in 2022, 3 years down the line, we are waiting for our FER to come. So it may take 2 more years by the time my year comes in. By the time it comes in, it has been almost 5 years, and we have to sustain that 5 years to get back that revenue what we thought we will be able to do. And why? Because anyone, for that matter, an investor, will not wait for 5 years for your invent to come outside. You will be looking for other options. So always, whenever we try to make an invention, we should ensure that we will be able to roll it as early possible and be able to get the revenues. But only happiness is what is that in a patent, is that ensuring having more number of patents which are going to be commercially vulnerable, then the ownership has a value. Otherwise, having a ownership, and by the time, as I'm saying, 5 years down the line, if you don't get after that, one who has promised us to take that e-card for mass production will not wait for 5 years. And whatever MOUs you do with any companies to make the production, they don't reap in with something, because it's a moving flow nowadays. As you all know that the innovations are happening so fast, the transition is happening so fast, that there is nothing that you wait for 5 years by the time you get it, right? But the fruits are going to be given, but the fruits you have to wait patiently. So as of my experience with patent has been, I have already filed around, so my patent starts from 2020. The fruits are going to come in 2026. So that is what the patience is what we have to learn whenever we do with patent. And once 5 years has crossed, then you try to find a vendor and make it to a product. You should have a lot of patience. So I just eagerly say out of my experience that patent is something to have a ownership and try to make some credential to be an entrepreneur and all those things. We should have some patience to wait, and then we look for the fruits, or else you will get very much upset about it. We have done so much, but nothing has come. So all my patents are personally done are in 2020, 2021. And our biggest patent is our e-card, which was done in 2022. So it will take time. As I told you, 48 months plus 18 months plus then. So everything comes up to be almost around 3 to 4 years. So having a patent and looking forward for economic gains, then patience is the only word which I try to inform all the innovators and all those things. Or else you have a market which is to open only to having a legal market for your product for patent and all those things. Okay, so I think so. I think so. I am also able to come up with my last slides and conclusion. So this is what I thought I wanted to share in this session, that how exactly you will be able to go ahead with patent filing, and how do you try as a civil engineer to get motivated into patent, and how you can enhance your brain to get an innovation, and then an innovation to a prototype, so that you get benefit out of it. So that's the overall idea of my session today. So if you have any doubts related to the patent, fine, but in very particularly in civil, I'm sorry, I'm not so good to explain. If you ask me anything about civil as a component, but as a patent, if you want to have any doubts and things, I'll be glad to share my views with you. Anita ma'am, you can.
Yes, sir. It was very informative talk, starting from the live examples and today. It was a very, very informative session. I request the audience, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can put in the chat box. 5 minutes time will be given for the questionnaire. If you have any information.
Hello. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, this is Vinay, sir.
Sir.
So very nice presentation, sir. It was very insightful and enlightened us with this presentation. With respect to the conclusion which you told, same scenario I come across. Sir, I have been applied for patent filing. I am doing my research work. I am at the verge of completion. Experimental work and all completed. It's an innovative idea. But I have been applied for patent filing. You told that the challenges which will come across is it's a complex process and a long term patent filing. So I need to go for publications also. I have done only one publication. So now my concept which I am working is with respect to that publication and patent, both it will come across. So how to go with the publication part? Until unless I get the clarity from the patent filing, until unless I file that patent, so I cannot publish on the same topic, no sir.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing is, I need to complete this one within this year, PhD. So what best thing I can do it so that I can balance both the things? As you are an expert, I think, with your presentation, please continue.
So, sir, Vinay Kumar, sir, you are a faculty?
Yes, sir. I'm a faculty, sir.
Yes, sir. Good that you had raised this point. See, there was a proverb, if I remember, nowadays it has come a proverb that saying that you publish or you perish. That was the one which I think 2010 the proverb came up. That means whatever you try to do, first you publish it. But now the proverb has been after 2020 onward, it's been reversed. You should patent and then publish. But your constraint is something that you told that your thesis is online. So you have to finish it in 1 year. Next thing you have in 1 year, you have to finish your thesis or whatever you are saying you want to publish. So this happened not only you, sir, for any researcher, this is a problem, sir. It's not only for you, I am saying. It was a problem for me, myself. When way back in 2015, when I was doing my PhD, my concept was there. Then I went and made a patent application and I filed it. But later when my patent was to be granted, then it was very clear. It was already, my thesis was in line. So I just mistook it and published in an international IEEE paper rather than getting patented. So when I went back to make it patent, I was denied it because of what? That's what I was saying, prior art search. When I went back to the author and did a prior art search, my work was already someone else had been patented. So if you ask me that, sir, what can be done, then my suggestion will be it's based on my experience, sir, not about any facts and rules. I feel you have to file a patent first, because you are filing a patent and patent number and time will hold on to you. Once you have made that patent file and number, then you publish it, still it holds good. Only thing is that you should have done it much more earlier from before what you are trying to explain, informing. So what I am suggesting to every people, if you are looking for a very narrowed down time constraint, okay, you should always take a chance to file it first. Take the filing number, date and time. Then you publish it. Then I don't think you will have any conflict of interest about what you are trying to ask me. That, sir, my thesis is coming because it will take 4 years from them. That will not stop you because you have filed it, you have got that number. I mean to say that whomever are looking forward for time constraint, try to get that doc number. There is an application number which you are going to get. Once you get that number, you will be owning that property till the evaluation gets over. If you are through, then good, no problem. They will not object because your thesis is published. Only thing is that before your thesis come to the open source, you should have filed your work. That number, time and date should be much more earlier than what you put it into your, for example, if I say what you put it, people ask me, sir, how do you say that our project has been published or not? Once you put it to your plagiarism, I'm saying for the researchers, once you put it to your plagiarism test, your work has to be reflected in patent. Once you put off in plagiarism test, that means you are in the social, you are into the public domain. Keep that in your mind. So I insist for you is to go for patent, take that number and thing, then you publish in international journal, whatever you do, there will be no problem. Provided your application gets approved or not, that becomes all left to your work, what you have done. So I insist that if you want to make a patent of an idea, just go make it a patent first, date and take that docket number. Once you have the docket number, you have full rights to hold that on your side for 18 months. Please remember, for 18 months. After 18 months, examination will come up. If you are not gone for fast publication, you will be able to get it published in your Indian Patent Office journal. They will look forward. Henceforth, you can take it forward. If it is having any problem, it will be denied. Because if you see, there is a classical case of people getting, that is the reason everyone says in the industry, I think so, people know there is something called as white papers. White papers are what happens in all the bigger industries with their ideas. Once they have their white papers, they put it into a prototype, immediately they go and file. E-filing, people have won the battle in the court just because they have filed 2 minutes earlier than that. Patent is not awarded. Filing is what is more important. So I insist that people who are looking forward the thesis or work, anything, if you get something, first file it. Then do whatever you want. You have 18 months to protect your things. No one will question. If it is, if your patent gets disapproved, then it is fine. You can't do anything. At least your thesis is done. You got your awarded your thesis. So well and good. You no need to worry. Do a new work. That is what I always say. It is not, research is not about patent. Please don't mix patent and research. Research is something different. Patent is something different. Even if you are not a scholar, a small high school student. Recently, I was seeing one of the students in Chandigarh, high school students have gone and patented one of the software which they were able to develop it. It is a hardware model of software what they develop. So it doesn't matter. So patent office is not looking that you're a research scholar or anyone, XYZ, doesn't matter. So I want to draw a clear line saying patent is not about research and these things. Even an uneducated person comes up with an innovation, he can go for patent. So for researchers, because we are in academia and researchers, I insist you go, you get an idea, draft it, make a proper review of your paper, patent search, see whether that is there or not, patent and leave it, file and leave it. Do your thesis work. No need to worry about it. 18 months you will see. Or else you can go for fast publication also. As I told you, you can file it and then go for it. That is also fine. So don't bring research and patent filing together. If you want to bring it, file it, and then do your research work, what is needed for your growth of your academy. I think so I have answered your question.
Sir, thank you for your valuable suggestion, sir. And well in advance, I need to congratulate, sir. I think you told during the session in 2026 you are going to get patents granted and all. So
It
for
is
that,
all about the fruits. So
yes,
I'm
sir,
just
yes, sir.
waiting for the
I
fruits.
think your patience has done the work. So we need to follow the things.
Hopefully,
Thanks a
sir.
lot, sir,
Hopefully,
for the
fingers
session.
crossed. Even we are also, and basically, it is all learning which I had an interest. I have come up in here. So I have not gone for any attorney. I have not gone for anything. Neither. I also insist someone who are interested can take up patent examination officer. It is a very good revenue generating work. Okay, those who have that zeal, it's a government guested officer ranked like, okay, you become a patent agent officer, and it's a good money you can earn being a patent agent officer. Of course, yes, even I tried twice to write the examination, but I was not able to clear. It's not that everything is good in everything. So even it requires some amount of time. You have to be like a lawyer. You have to read all the speculations, clause and everything. And then it's 2 papers you have to take it up. And someone who is interested to be that can be taken along with your career as being your teacher, or anyone for that matter can take up the patent agent officer. That's really good, because that has a lot of respect in when you go for institutions, go for NRF, NBA, all those things. If you're a patent or agent officer, it gives you a lot of credit, and also institution gets you a lot of credentiality if you can clear those exams. And that is a legal one you can have with it. Don't take it as a side job. It is not a side job. It is a professional thing which is attached to academia. You can take that and pursue your career along with your regular teaching career. There is no offense in that. I'm openly saying.
Thank you for your valuable input, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Sir, thank you so much. The session was very informative and it was very specific to civil engineering. I'm sure it is it will be beneficial for all the participants over here.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I like to thank our Ravi Kumar sir, HOD Civil Department, to giving this opportunity, and also I am thankful to our head of the institution, Rakesh sir, for giving an opportunity to be a part of this session with respect to civil engineering. Basically, as I was saying, patent is a common generic word. It does not have anything particular with being a professor, as I was mentioning it. Okay. So it is a general thing which everyone can learn. If you have interest, can always pursue IPR also. As I was saying, there are exams. You can also take it officially and be proud of what you are. There is nothing to think. So with this information, whatever I was able to get through it, I was able to just share my views, what I had been doing for the last almost 10 years after my research and understanding this patent. So I like to thank the host of Department of Civil Engineering, to give me an opportunity to speak through the session. And also I thank all the participants who are a part of this for patience listening. I hope to keep in touch with you and interact if anything is needed. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. To conclude the session, now I invite Ms. Bhavya S., Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, to give vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. I, Bhavya S., Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, SAR-MVIT. It's my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of SAR-MVIT to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Mahesh K., for gracing this occasion with his presence and sharing these valuable insights. Sir, your enlightening the talk has truly enriched our understanding of IPR and patents, like challenges in the patents. So, and we deeply appreciate the time and efforts you took to engage with us. Your expertise and knowledge have provided us with a new perspective, and we are grateful for the learning experience. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to the management of Sri KET for their constant encouragement and support in organizing such insightful sessions. A special thanks to our respected principal, Dr. Rakesh S.G. Saramveti, for his guidance and leadership, which have always been instrumental in fostering the cultural of learning and growth. My appreciation is also goes to the Department of Civil Engineering for their efforts in coordinating with this session seamlessly. Last but not the least, I extend my thanks to all the faculty members and staff for their enthusiastic participation, making this event a success. And also, I thank media and publicity for the support publicity of SARMVIT. Once again, thank you, Dr. Mahesh K, for your time and invaluable contribution. We look forward to more such interaction in the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Can we leave the meeting?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us.
Thank you, Ravi Kumar sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all the valuable information.